We have with us Dr. Mohammed Shahid. He is CEO of Think Global and Senior Data Scientist at Volvo Cars. And he would talk about job opportunities for skilled person in Sweden, especially for the youth coming from Pakistan. Yes, Dr. Sir, please go ahead.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mustafa, and thank you very much, His Excellency Dr. Zur Ahmed, for this opportunity. So I have only 10 minutes before I need to go for the next meeting, so I will be rather quick. Very short introduction about me. I came from Pakistan to Sweden in 2008. I did my master's, I did my PhD, and then I was university professor for 2 years. And now it's more than 4 years I'm working as a data scientist in Volvo Cars. So before we start talking about the job opportunities that we have in Sweden for youth from Pakistan, a few words about Sweden. Just like His Excellency was saying, Sweden is a North European country, and it is one of the world's most innovative nations. And Swedish inventiveness has led to birth of pacemaker, the zipper, the 3-point safety belt, which was actually invented inside Volvo, where I'm working right now, and modern necessities such as Spotify and Skype. One thing special about Sweden, while English is widely spoken, learning Swedish will open doors both socially and professionally. Sweden is a small, competitive economy, relies heavily on foreign trade. The country is recognized for its good working conditions and practices, and its job market is among the strongest in the world. Popular graduate jobs areas include construction, engineering, healthcare specialists, and IT specialists. And major industries include iron and steel, motor vehicles like Volvo Cars, Scania, Volvo Truck, and other companies, precision equipment, and processed foods. Some of the world's biggest multinational companies are based in Sweden, including Electrolux, Ericsson, H&M, IKEA, Skype, Spotify, and last but not the least, Volvo, where I work. According to the 2019 list, Sweden needs architects, civil engineers, construction workers, dentists, firefighters, interpreters, lawyers, medical secretaries, midwives, pharmacists, prison officers, psychologists, and a lot of software developers. To give you guidance and inspiration, I can share that I came here as a student, as I said before, in 2008. I did my PhD, and now I'm working as a data scientist. It's been more than 4 years now. So being in electrical engineering field, which you could also say IT field, one thing I could say that I did not need to have Swedish language skills for getting jobs here. However, it does not apply in all cases. There are so many companies who are looking for talent, but their work environment is not so international. So they would expect you to have Swedish language competence. Now the big question for students from Pakistan, how to get job in Sweden? Well, if you have experience in IT field, get in touch with hiring or consulting companies here. It's very simple. Try to get a reference if possible. And I said IT because I have seen so many examples here, and mainly because they do not need Swedish language skills. Examples where people from Pakistan, they were able to land job directly from Pakistan in a company inside Sweden. The other route is, of course, that you come here as a student. Now, if you talk about being student, then there could be two positions, like coming as a bachelor or master degree student, just like I came here. And the other possibility is PhD position. Let's talk about PhD position first. So PhD in Sweden is considered as a job, a regular job, where you get salary and you need to pay tax and all that. And for that, especially, you do not need Swedish language skills or IELTS. You do not need even IELTS. So just make sure you have published already a couple of papers, and that would be enough for you to get a PhD position in Sweden. And again, directly from Pakistan, I have seen examples where people applied for PhD positions in Sweden and they could get those positions and they came here. Some of them are still doing PhD and some of them are done with it. A very brief into how you can apply for PhD position in Sweden. You go to university website, you go to their careers section or vacancies section or jobs section, wherever it is, and then you look for positions there. If the university is offering any PhD position, they must have published it. And then you click on that PhD position and then you read all the details and then you make a very good sound application for that position. And the other possibility is that you again go to different university websites and then you try to find the research areas in which you are interested or you have background, and then try to see what other professors in that university are focusing in their research on. And then you can try to make a connection with that professor by sending a very professional email that you have been doing something in the area and you have published this and that, and you would like to continue research in that field, and maybe they can offer you any research position. You do not necessarily need to ask for a position, PhD position. You can just start with that you would like to have any research position. And then the dialogue can continue, and it might be the case that the professor finds the potential inside you and inside your background and inside your future interests, and they could eventually make a position for you in their university because they found that you could be a very good candidate for them. So that was very brief regarding PhD positions. Now regarding master studies, then it's a regular way. There is one website, universityadmission.sc, where you go and apply for the degrees that you want to pursue. You come here, you do the education, and while doing the education, you try to do your master degree thesis in some company, and that is your first stepping stone to getting a job here. Now, how to apply for, let's say, master degree? If I can start telling about that, will take a couple of hours. But for that matter, we already have created a content on YouTube. So I'm guessing most of you have access to YouTube on your mobile or on your laptop. So if you just go to YouTube, you search for this word, Think Global, then you will land on a YouTube channel called Think Global, and you will see my smiling face there, and that will be confirmation that you have landed on the right channel. And over there, you will find a lot of useful content that you can watch later on, and that will help you apply for master positions here, for PhD positions here, or any other job positions as well. So we have prepared a lot of guidance on that. Now, talking a little bit about job environment here. When you apply for any position inside Sweden, they look for certain attributes inside you. And I would say that one of the top ones is your attitude. And in attitude, it includes, are you a good team player or not? Are you able to collaborate with others or not? So do you have this we thinking or I thinking? This is very important. If you have we kind of thinking, and if you are a good team player and you have some sort of right background, you do not have to be on the top, but your attitude is more important than your skills. This is what we hear here. You can learn skills later on. You can learn methods and tools later on. But if you do not have the right attitude and you do not present yourself in a good way to the job interviewer, then it might be challenging for you to get a position here. So as I said, I have another meeting approaching very soon. I will finish here, but you are most welcome to contact me later on. I can give you a lot more guidance on this. And your starting point could always be our YouTube channel. Go to YouTube, search for Think Global, and you will find a lot of fundamental information that would be very useful for you. Thank you very much for your attention, and I wish you all the very best.
Thank you, Dr. Saab. I would like to just say one thing, that Dr. Saab provides these services free of cost. So this is his voluntary work, which he does in order to bridge between the education sectors of both countries. And thank you for joining us here today.